Tonight, on Recollflectionspectives, we celebrate a life that had, in many ways, a life of its own. We talk to those whose lives were touched by that life and the life of its own that life owned. From the majestic heights to the tumultuous lows, to the average level between the two. From the very beginning to the bitter end. This is Recollflectionspectives. And these are our Recollflectionspectives.
Let me tell you a little something about this kid. Let me tell you about this kid. He could go any place, he could go anywhere. Light up a room, just like that. Still, after the smoking ban of 2007, not so much, not so much.
He gambled it all for a shot at the big time. He were willing to put it all on the line. My house, my car, my pension fund. He were willing to put it all on the line. You've got to respect that. You have got to respect that. In fact, I have got to respect that. I am contractually obliged to do so.
I mean, I don't know how am I supposed to, who is this guy? He was a great personal friend, a mentor even, like, he touched me here.
Oh, where did we first meet him? It was that awful club, wasn't it? Prosecco night.
No, Champagne McLean's. Yeah, I don't remember that night.
Yeah, you do. You
I'm not surprised. Well, no,
Champagne McLean.
Yeah, I think I had too much that night.
That's good.
We met young. We met young. I were at a church fair, and I were wowing the crowds. I've been doing the church fair circuit for quite a while.
As part of a double act known as Pestle and Mortar. You might have heard of them.
He come up out of nowhere. He were good, I'll give him that. We went to one, he were on first, and he did wow him. He were a hard act to follow. I come on, I wowed him even more. And from that point on we thought, right, let's pool our resources here, we've got something here. It's not just church fates here. We can take the world
on. Anyway, he came over and sat down and we got chatting and we had a few shared interests, which we promptly drank. Turned out he was quite a nice chap actually, and I don't normally go for types like that, so I would avoid him like the plague.
I call this my little box of treasures, where I keep all of his costumes from over the years. This was back when things were good. My heirlooms, I call it, my heirlooms. Won't you join me in looking inside? I haven't looked in here for a little while. You will remember this, no doubt. This, no doubt, needs no introduction. Cleethorpes 1974. Lovely. And what else have we got in here? That was the one I wore, if you remember, same show. When I did it on my own, not so great. The tassels. Who can forget the tassels?
Oh. It was amazing, just being with him. It was glittery.
It was tassely. Tassels.
And that's a thong. don't know where that came from, I'm sorry.
His costumes.
Lemon wine.
They were just a symbol of his inner chaos and charisma. I mean, the tassels. Who doesn't love a bit of tasselage? You've got, I mean, tassels and feathers and sequins. I mean, you can't be.
Don't you think?
Yeah, but I love that. I love that. You couldn't be sad. You've got to embrace it. I mean, I love a bit of glitter, a bit of feathers, a bit of sparkle. I mean,
oh my goodness,
and
glitter, feathers, sparkle.
It was an honour to sew a sequin onto his costume. I mean, we all took great pride in
But
it.
didn't he used to stick them up his arse and stuff?
Yeah, but that's part of the magic.
It was quite a different time, I think you'll agree.
But there was something about him. There was a unquantifiable magic about him, and even though he dressed like a fool, I thought there is something about him, a quirk.
Oh, he was so on point, wasn't he, girls?
Sensual,
He used to
sensual.
move
Like an ant.
Oh,
I'd say a lizard. A lizard.
I'd take a gazelle.
An
A gazelle.
An
Snake.
lizard, gazelle.
A snake.
He moved cool.
You were a legend. You were a legend. Back in the day, people thought he were a mythical beast. You were a mythical, wonderful, entertaining, mythical, multi-talented Saturday night variety beast.
Sleazy.
Maybe one of
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Effortless, flawless beauty.
He flowed. He just flowed.
Yes, everything was on point. He was on point.
I mean, the first time I saw him, he was just a kid, just a child. But the way he held those audiences captive, I mean, he had to, otherwise they'd get up and leave.
Him and the captain were a funny pair of fish. They never quite saw eye to eye at that point, but given the captain, you know.
I mean, I went into the place and this kid, he was electric. I've never seen anything quite like it. The energy, you know, I mean, we all know we all know his acts now, but the first time I saw it with the, you know, I mean, I'd never seen anything like that before in my life. Never. I mean, the things he was doing. I mean, no one was doing anything like that before him.
So, that's what happened with his eye. We all know that story.
First time I saw him, I mean, he was unruly. It was unruly electricity. I said to him, got to tone that down, that unruly electricity. I said, I mean, never seen so much energy on stage at one time.
Public tastes change, that's a fact. And that's people think, oh no, you know, that's sick now, that's not right in this day. You know, we were always funny. Funny is my benchmark. Is it funny? Is it entertaining? Are the people laughing? They were funny then. Now they say it's not. It's offensive. They said it's offensive.
I particularly liked when he opened his
I still want a
show
wine.
with a birth of Aphrodite. He put himself inside this clam, naked.
Oh, yes.
And they had these blue sheets wafting.
Yes.
And they opened out the shell and out he came and
That was
rose.
amazing.
That was amazing.
That was oozing.
That was
wasn't
really
it? That was
Pure
oozing, yeah.
creativity.
Weird.
Yeah.
He made a really good clown.
He did.
He did, yeah.
And I just happened to turn up, and he was already in there. Actually, he was those swimming trunks. I mean, it's quite extraordinary. The mother care, I think they came from.
Well, preparations are usually before we get on stage, to be fair. I would normally start with a kind of cold bath. That was my system, a cold bath or cold shower. I don't know what he did, we were in separate dressing rooms.
Oh, he was a magician. He was a magician. He actually was a magician. He was a magician. He did an amazing trick. Managed to pull a 50p piece from my ear, and I thought that was really quite something. But it wasn't just a magician.
But my preparations included a cold bath, a reading of a good book, and then another cold bath, a magazine or a newspaper of the day, and then I would read my lines, and then I would go on stage and I would deliver the performance of a lifetime.
What couldn't he do? What couldn't he do? You name it, he could do it. He was multi-talented.
His preparation, I had to get somebody to move the dressing rooms, to get someone in between us, because his preparations, the noise from that room, was a disgrace.
Well, he was a big influence on us, wasn't he? We met him at the start of our career. He was the pinnacle of our career, I would say.
Oh, definitely. The pinnacle of pinnacles. Yeah, right.
He shaped us into who we are today.
Yeah, he shaped and moulded. Everybody could get his hands on. Oh, he used to shape us, yes.
He put it about, as they say nowadays. He put it about. He loved the ladies and they loved him. It was animal magnetism. He were like a magnetic horse or something like that.
I don't think promiscuous is the right word, no, because he loved all of us and all the women that he had, hundreds of them, all the time.
He was a slag.
No, he wasn't. He tried to embrace us together. He had a lot of love to give.
It's sort of, yes, absolutely.
I think he might have done an impression once as well. Not many people know this, actually. He was an author as well, under a pseudonym, and wrote several best-selling books. I'm not naming any particular publication, but you know, The Joy of Sex. That wasn't necessarily not one of his. And he did the drawings as well. And he did the drawings looking at himself in the mirror. That takes talent. That is talent. The fact that you can draw whilst doing that at the same time, you don't get that kind these days, do you?
He knew exactly how to hit the spot.
Well, he was a biologist.
Naturalist. Biologist.
A naturist.
Zoologist. Naturalist. Biologist.
Spiritualist.
Etymologist.
A promiscuitist. Dirty old man.
Let me tell you, he loved to party and he loved to meet the women. He loved to meet the men. The men loved to meet him, the women loved to meet him, he loved to meet the men. He was in his element when he had people loving on him. Everyone loved him. I loved him. He didn't love me. I loved him.
Oh my goodness, yes.
His parties! Oh, they were great.
They were something else.
Anyone was at his parties.
He were a legend. He were like unicorn. He would, like a centaur he were on stage. He was talented. He was talent dripping off him. Like a minotaur's horns he were.
And the tiger in the swimming pool.
Yes. Tiger in the swimming pool.
Tigers in the swimming pool.
Oh yes, I remember.
They just walked around. It was great.
Yes, it was
so
shit. His parties were shit.
Didn't you like them?
No, didn't like him.
Ah, really?
He's a dick.
I didn't think you.
Plus, he liked to drink. He liked to drink, and so did I.
Exactly. And if you're good at something, then do it. Exactly.
We said it.
Yeah, I said to him, "Now, look here. You've got the world at your feet. Oodles of talent, adored by your fans, stacks of cash lying about. What I can bring to the table is my spare time. It's an infinite resource. Now make mine a double."
We talk these days about stars, stage and screen. This guy was where it all began. You only had to see his name in lights. Kapow! That wasn't his name, but, just to see that there. Kapow!
Influence me. I may as well ask how he got me under the influence. That's how he influenced me. I mean, look at this. fine. This was one of his own cocktails. It's I can't really tell you what's in it, but at the same time, you know, we had fun together.
Well, the years of between 1975 and 1978 were.
I wasn't born.
Well, it was horrific. I mean, it was a really tough time for him. I mean, he was snorting a lot of mauve, which we all were. I mean, I was 3, but it was the way
We knew
to
him,
live.
though, didn't we?
Well, it was the way of life then. You know, the 70s were crazy. I mean, they were like the 20s. It was just.
Or
It was
10s or.
Yeah, they were like the 10s.
Yeah.
Actually, that's more accurate. Actually,
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Crazy times. What?
Ah, yes, breakfast. Breakfast. The most important drink of the day. As I said to him before he went off that time on that massive adventure.
He killed that dog.
He came to London as a young man and he was full of Eastern promise.
Was he not from Southend-on-Sea?
But it's East, isn't it?
No. He was full of Turkish delight and nights and galloping across the desert.
Knights in white satin.
And white horses. He had a lot of horses, didn't he, Kathy? Many. It was.
Don't remember that.
It was full of sand and.
I think they were donkeys.
No, they were horses.
Now, here's a point. Can someone check this for me? Do a Google. Google this. Do horses have the shoes before the shoes are put on their feet? What do they have?
And he gave me these shoes. Look, these shoes. Look, do you remember him giving me these shoes? They were so beautiful.
It's a whole shoe-based metaphor. We got that right, the shoes. I could do adverts for shoes. I like shoes. I wear 2 every day. It's good. Coffee!